What's up, guys? Hey, Rob Van Valkenburg here. Welcome back to another one of our deep dives. Now, in the last video that I shot, I broke down the rep scheme that we're using for the bench press in one of our current training phases. And I got asked the question, great, we know the rep scheme, that's awesome, but where does a bench press fit within a workout? Do I do it first? Do I do it second? Like, how does it actually look in an actual training day? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to break down a full training day that we're using, and I'm going to use that same day, which is an upper body press day with a little bit of power work. And listen, when I talk about power, right, the majority of people that are on Built to Last are 35 plus former athletes who are trying to get back into shape. And one thing I want them to understand is that you are still an athlete, right? And what you're doing in the weight room should reflect that. Now, of course, we're not going to be heavy power cleaning. We're not going to be doing anything reckless, but what we're going to do is we're going to train for power in a very smart way. And here's how we're going to do it. Our training day is really broken into 4 blocks. The first one is what's called a primer or activation phase. A lot of people can consider this a warm-up, but since we're not having it as a typical warm-up, I don't like to call it a warm-up because really what we're trying to do is we're trying to activate specific muscles and get you primed and ready to go for what's to come later in the training session. For this particular day, I'm doing a half kneeling landmine shoulder press, and I'm doing that because later on in the workout, I'm doing a landmine split jerk. So number one, I want to stay in the same location in the weight room, but I also want to train a similar movement pattern, just with a little bit more control, so that my shoulder's greased up and I'm ready to go for when I actually try and move that with a little bit of speed and power. I'm going to do my half kneeling landmine shoulder press. Then I'm going to go to a lying low trap press, which is going to get my scapula moving and all the muscles of my rotator cuff and my upper traps primed, pumped, and ready. And then I'm going to do a split stance band chop. So I'm working a little bit of rotation and I'm turning my core on. Those 3 are going to be my primer phase. Then I'm going to move into our power work, which again, I don't care who you are, you should have some power work in your program. This is going to be a landmine split jerk. It is a very ballistic overhead pressing movement that's simple and safe for the shoulder. We're going to do that, and we're going to superset it with a rotational med ball slam. When we're doing this, I'm only going 4 sets of 3 on both of them. And what that means, if we've only got 3 reps, the intent of this needs to be through the roof. So choose a weight that you can move extremely fast and have a very high level of intent. This should turn the central nervous system on. You should have a sweat going, and this bar needs to be moving pretty fast. Then from there, I'm going to get into my power work. Now, I broke the rep schemes down earlier on in the video a couple days ago, but I'm going to do the barbell bench press. I'm going to try and work up to a heavy set of 4, and then I'm going to chase the pump on the back end from it. I'm not really going to superset this with anything else. If you want to get a little bit in your upper back, do a band pull apart. But then from there, I'm going to get into my auxiliary work. And by this point, if I'm here and I'm out of the bench press, I should be between 35 and 40 minutes into the training session. And so with me having the goal that I want to be out of the weight room in under 50 minutes, I'm going to just do 2 exercises. I'm going to go a barbell curl, barbell bicep curl, and a banded press down. For these, I'm going to go 4 to 5 sets. And again, I'm going to chase the pump a little bit. I'm going to go 10 reps on both. So that's the way that a training session for me breaks down in this current training cycle. We're going to do our primer or activation phase as a way to get us ready to go for the workout. We're going to move in. We're going to do a little bit of power work with our landmine split jerk. We're going to wake up the central nervous system. We're going to get things moving fast. We're going to make you an athlete. Then we're going to get into our barbell bench press because there ain't nothing better than a good bench press. And then we're going to go into a little bit of our auxiliary work where we're looking at arms, making sure that we look good, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how well you perform as long as your arms look good.